What a missed opportunity. It's hard to believe that within 40 days, 10 of which were spent in national mourning, Liz Truss's political programme has imploded quite so spectacularly, booting out Kwasi for Jeremy Hunt, a man who managed to find only 18 colleagues to support him in his own leadership campaign, is pretty much an admittance that she massively messed up and also has little idea of what to do about it. The establishment and mainstream media feel vindicated, of course they do, but it's hard to find a silver lining to what we now face. Taxes are set to rise, not fall, at a time when our economy is shrinking, not growing. And with confidence in the Prime Minister shot, there's not a hope in hell of the government getting any meaningful, let alone radical, reforms through Parliament. In other words, we can pretty much say goodbye to the economic growth we were promised. To make matters worse, a Labour victory now seems almost inevitable. For all her flaws, Liz wasn't far off in her diagnosis of much of our economic woes. The status quo isn't working and Britain can do better. What she didn't understand is that politics and communication actually matter quite a lot and that timing is everything. And now she'll be incorrectly blamed for absolutely everything that's wrong in the economy. Scapegoating Kwasi will do little to restore confidence. Now, many of us warned that ousting Boris at a time of crisis probably wasn't the best idea. Engaging in a long and drawn-out navel-gazing contest within the Tory party is a surefire way to sow division and disunity. It has, and the public have never been so disillusioned. We saw how Tory MPs, led by media outrage, disposed of Boris Johnson, the man who, again, despite all his numerous and documented flaws, managed to win an 80-seat majority, taking votes from millions who had never considered voting Conservative before. The same will happen to Liz. Like a pack of hyenas, lobby journalists and the mainstream media smell blood, and they'll make every day a living hell for the lame duck Prime Minister. Meanwhile, the Labour Party, with Keir Starmer at the helm, will get away pretty much scot-free. As it stands, all Keir Starmer has to do is breathe and he'll be handed the keys to number 10. So what happens now? Well, Truss could fight on, manage to turn things around and gain back the confidence of her own party and then the public. Someone else could take over? At this point, I'm not sure who would have a better time of it when unity is as shattered as it is. Could Boris make a comeback? While many of us thought it was wrong to oust him, sure, I'm not so sure bringing him back would do anything for the party's credibility. And I certainly don't think parachuting Rishi Sunak into the job is going to go down well with the party faithful who rejected him decisively. So there's where we are. I'm asking this evening, with Liz Truss's authority shot, is a Labour government inevitable? So there's my brief assessment. It's a little bit gloomy for those who probably would prefer a Conservative Party to be in charge. But I mean, they've made a hell of a lot of mistakes and it's not looking good for the country. So, I mean, is Keir Starmer going to be in number 10 very shortly? Keep your tweets and emails coming through all through the show. I want to know what you think. That was just my little opinion. You can email gbviews@gbnews.uk. You can also tweet me as well @gbnews, and I'll get to some of your comments later in the show. Is her authority lost? Can she get it back? Can she, keep things going and get her polling ratings back up to somewhere reasonable? It's quite a big ask from her at this moment in time, but I really don't want to see a Labour government led by Keir Starmer.